Oh, man. What is up, yo? I just watched one of the greatest things I've ever heard or seen ever. So I had not watched Amber Heard's new interview. Like, she went on NBC and did her new interview. And it's, first of all, the reason I went and watched it is because Chael did a video about it. And he's like, his video is so hilarious, dude. Like, it's so funny because he somehow connected it back to Leon Edwards, which is how he was able to kind of like keep it MMA, which is exactly what I just did. Because I want to talk about Amber Heard. And so I'm using Chael to do it the same way that he did with Leon Edwards. But man, it is so funny, dude. I'm gonna show it to you guys in a second. I'll show you Chael's video, and then I'll show you Amber Heard's video, which is just absolutely horrendous, dude. It is so ridiculous. It's so bad, it's funny. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably seen it, but like, oh my God, it's so bad, dude. It is so bad. Tripoli says he'll see Renner soon. I don't even know what that means. Sam Tripoli respond. He subscribes to my channel, dog. Yeah, dude. Hang on. Let me just share this. Oh no. This is not where I meant to start. We're going to start with Chael. This is so funny, dude. All right, let's do this thing.
How important is it to tell the audience the truth? How important is it that when you have an audience who trusts you with something, that you come to them with information that's accurate? You're the audience. You tell me. I mean, what do you think about when a guy's working and a guy's hustling? Sometimes you know. If he does it well enough, you accept it. You ever watching a magic act, right? You know he didn't just pull a parakeet out of his sleeve. But if you couldn't catch him doing it, you'll be impressed. You'll give him a round of applause. And if you're close enough, you'll throw $1 into his hat, right? I mean, there's times in life, if it's done well enough, any pro wrestling that you've ever watched, anybody who's a storyteller, right? People say there's misinformation.
What? I actually lost him there. Hang on. Let me push it forward a little bit.
I read some of your comments in the section. Chael, you cannot be slanderous about somebody. It creates malice. Shut up. I know that your teachers told you that. I know your parents told you that. I know you believe that to be true. You're not going to find me a law book to back up that simple claim. She was protected under the First Amendment, period. There was nothing from a legal standpoint in the jurisdiction this was held that would trump her constitutional right to freedom of speech. I wanted Johnny to win just as much as you guys did. That's the reality. But Johnny did not take her to court to beat her. He did not ever believe that he could beat her. He did not show up on the last day because he did not believe that he was going to beat her.
Hold up.
That wasn't his.
That actually might. I didn't even think about that. That might actually be exactly why Johnny didn't show up. Like, his statement is like, I don't care. I've already won. Man, I didn't even think about that. That's actually really smart. I hadn't even thought about that. That's why Johnny didn't show, because he's like, it doesn't matter. The verdict is irrelevant. I've already won. All I wanted was to tell the world the truth. So, yeah. I mean, listen, dude, like, yeah. If you think about, like, if you ever been accused of something you didn't do, you know how fucking infuriating that is when you really didn't do it? And I can't even imagine how when you're like your ex-girlfriend do it publicly like that. Like, it would be whatever. But anyway, this gets really funny. Hang on for a second.
His point was to publicly tell the story that this is not what happened. This is a gross misinterpretation. So he went in and he effectively did that. You have to understand that, because now it's not an opinion. This is not my opinion of whether she should be protected, and this is not your opinion of whether she lied or not. It is official on the books that she lied. That's extremely relevant, because what she does now is going to matter. I watched Amber Heard as recently as this morning doing an interview about the case, about the trial, and she restated all of the things that she initially made claims towards Johnny, that he beat her, that he.
Yeah. He's right. It's the stupidest thing you could ever do. Like, bitch, you just lost a fucking enormous lawsuit where they found in a court of law that you were lying. Like, everyone agrees you were lying. If you go out and do it again and say the same thing, he can sue you again. Fucking idiot. But anyway, we continue.
He physically abused her. She restated those claims today that she would stand by her testimony. It was one thing a week ago when you're trying to get 12 people not smart enough to get out of jury duty to see it in your favor, and they saw it Johnny's way. They said to hell with what the rules are. We like this person. We don't like that. That's official, though. Do you know what precedence means? Like a week ago when this was still being deliberated, it was fair game for her to.
Hang on. Did he say, do you know what precedence means? I'm sorry, Chael. It's precedent. The word is precedent. Set precedent. Just for the record. He says that like 100 times.
To come out and make those claims. Once the gavel comes down, it is officially a lie. So for her to do an interview this morning restating those things when it's already been proven a lie, and now there's a precedent, he walks her ass right back in there. He walks her right back into court for the statements that she made today, except now he has precedent. She's going to get beat again. I don't know who is advising this young lady. But from any physical standpoint, and she even testified that she had a publicist. Like, those things aren't helpful. For you to be rich and a do, for you to be in the upper 1% in society and not have provided a good or a service to society, not to have.
So the main thing that I notice about this video is he's completely dead on correct. Like, this is like, honestly, you want to know what I think after when I watch this? Is Chael 100% should start a second channel and not talk about MMA. Just talk about every other thing, dude. Like, just talk about every other thing. Chael on everything. You know? Because he's like, every single thing that he says about this is right, except for whatever that word is that he's saying in the place of precedent. Precedence or whatever he's saying. Every other thing that he's saying is correct.
Contributed, not to have worked in any kind of a fashion, it separates you from the jury who gets up and works every day. It's one of these things. So to go under oath and testify that you have a publicist just puts you in a little elitist club, which, by the way, some people have earned the right to be in that club. If you're not one of them, you just slept your way into it. It's a big pushback.
Like I said, if you just slept your way into it, then there's going to be push. Yeah. Correct. Exactly, dude. Exactly. But not just slept her way into it. Like, slept her way into it, then, you know, like, ate Johnny from the inside out, accused him of things that were not true, fucked dudes while she was married to him, got caught for that. Like, she's the worst person. Anyway. So, continuing.
And she continues to want to come back and be in this loft, but now she is making the same statements that have been proven to be a lie. It's not an opinion at this point. And there's precedence. And I don't know who's advising her. And if you're in her spot, you take your oars out of the water, you lay absolutely low. And when you resurface, you know what you do? You know what you do? The hardest thing in the world, which no human being wants to do. You want to know what she does? You apologize. That's what you do. And it doesn't matter if you want to hang on sacrimony or not. The gavel has come down. This was ruled.
Mm-hmm.
You come out and you apologize. It is the one and only way that you can move on. Now, I'm asking you guys this. I'm asking you because I'm watching you push back on her. She made some very bad statements. I mean, when you talk about someone giving some very bad advice, when I tell you that she got into this upper 1%, but she did not earn it, like, it's extremely clear. Mm-hmm. This is not an intelligent person that you're dealing with.
No, she's a fucking moron. And just for the record, what we're going to do after this is we're going to watch Amber Heard's video. I'm sorry, her interview, because wow, dude. Like, it is, it's shocking. It's shocking how bad it is. Like I hyped myself up kind of like, okay, this is going to be terrible. And then I was like, nothing could have prepared me for how bad her fucking interview is.
She made a statement within this interview that she does not begrudge the jury, not at all. But she does begrudge you on social media for coming to the conclusion you did. Not the jury for coming to the conclusion they did. You guys had the same information. Mm-hmm. You, the audience, who she begrudges, and the jury who she doesn't begrudge, it was the same trial. So, I mean, some of these things are they're very wacky. Lay out, come back, apologize, lay out again. Okay. I tie this into an interview, okay? You want to see the bridge that I'm going to make here? I tie this into an interview that I saw from Leon Edwards today where he was talking about...
All right, so that's his take on Amber Heard, and I really just wanted to point out that he should start a second channel. Like, you can tell right now, he's scrambling for topics, dude. Like on MMA, and I understand. Like, for whatever reason, dude, you got fight week coming up. You just had an event. You know, there's an event tomorrow that we're going to. And like, I'm like, man, there's like nothing interesting to talk about. What the hell is going on? But if you put Chael on everything, first of all, it'll get the exact same. It'll probably get more views. He'll turn into, dude, you know what? I will predict this right now. If he starts another channel, he starts talking about everything. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say another Russell Brand because Russell Brand has like 5.5 million subscribers now. But that's the type of channel. Like, people will listen to him, dude. And Chael, if you're listening, you know YouTube economics. I'm telling you, start a second channel. It'll blow up for sure. It'll blow up overnight. All right, let's watch this thing because it is absolutely incredible. I mean, like when I'm telling you, like, I've seen terrible acting, but never anything like this. I can't stress to you how much I mean this. Like, this is the worst, most you know, like in like the history of bad interviews, right? Like in the history of bad interviews, wait, hang on. Oh shit. Sorry about that. Thank you for pointing out that fucked up sound quality. Okay, so anyway. So like in the history of bad interviews, like the worst interviews, you have to go to people like Scott Peterson. Like guys where the how bad their interview was, you know, led to them doing life in prison. You know what I mean? It's like literally like you're doing life in prison now because your interview is so fucking bad. So you can't really compete with that, right? So you got Scott Peterson, you got who's the guy in Colorado that killed his wife and kids? Like that piece of shit guy. That guy. And then underneath like suspicious wife killers, I'm not sure if I've ever seen one that was a worse idea than this one. It's so fucking bad, dude. And with that, let's fucking watch it.
It's been about more than a week since the verdict. As you sit here with me now, has it sunk in?
How could it? Surreal and difficult in part, yes. This has been a long time coming.
She's the worst actress on earth.
Do you stand by your testimony and your accusations against Johnny Depp about abuse?
She's legit the worst actress ever.
Day, will stand by every word of my testimony.
Oh, sorry, I talked over her. I talked over her proclamation of innocence.
The real life drama against Johnny Depp about abuse.
Of course, to my dying day, will stand by every word of my testimony.
The real life drama
I bet
of the defamation case between Amber Heard and her ex-husband Johnny Depp captivated millions of people around the world.
Amber Heard just got exposed.
Johnny, you hit me.
This is so cringe.
With clips spreading across social media like wildfire.
I think vast majority of this trial was played out on social media. I think.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you know why this trial was the best? Like, I didn't watch it until the very end. And once I did, I was like, oh, okay, now I understand. The reason why it's so satisfying is like, we live in a world where the bad guys fucking win all the time. You know what I mean? The fucking bad guys win all the time. You watch and you're like, well, I know what these fuckers are doing. You know, I know exactly what they're doing. And yet they're just going to do it. Like, they're just going to do it and nothing's going to happen. Oh, it turns out they were lying about that? Weird. So who's going to pay the price for that? Oh, no one. They're going to get a bonus. We're going to triple down on that. They got caught. We're going to triple down. All right. Awesome. You know, like, it's like and like all the Me Too chicks and like, oh, she just accused you. Oh, man, it's a really suspicious story. Like, none of that makes any sense. You know, like, I'm trying to take the thing that you said and make it make sense. And I can't make it make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You want to know why? Because I know you're lying. And they're like, fuck you. Fuck you, common sense guy. Fuck you. Your friend is going to jail. There's nothing you can do about it because I told the truth. He stuck his finger in my butt while I was not looking. You guys were never even alone. He did it in front of 1,000 people. How did no one see it? He did it super slick. Stuck it in my butt and they didn't even realize it. I don't think that's true. Well, he's going to jail anyway, so fuck you. Fuck you. And finally, like someone like so fucking vindictive, like just like like a bad person, like an objective bad person who framed a dude. It's like, oh, well, look at what happened to you. Look at you. Remember what you tried to do to Johnny? Like, you tried to destroy his life. You tried to destroy his reputation. You tried to destroy his career. Weird. Have you heard of the term karma? You know, you ever heard the term what goes around comes around? You ever heard the term you reap what you sow? I don't know. Are any of those things striking any of those sound familiar? Because suck it, you know? Anyway.
I think that this trial is an example of that gone haywire, gone amok. And the jury is not immune to that.
You think the jury saw it?
How could they not? I think even the most well-intentioned juror, it would have been impossible to avoid this.
People online and crowds outside the courthouse made it clear where they stood.
Every single day I passed for 3, 4, sometimes 6 blocks, city blocks lined with people holding signs saying, burn the witch, death to Amber. After 3.5 weeks, I took the stand and saw just a courtroom packed full of Captain Jack Sparrow fans.
Oh,
Who were
no.
vocal, energized.
Can you put in
A bunch of Captain Jack Sparrow fans, you guys. Or maybe they're just fans of justice being served for once, and they wore Captain Jack Sparrow outfits, so you had to suck it, you know? Like, so you had to suck it. Hey, Amber, suck it, bitch. You like my pirate hat? Fuck you. Yeah, so it continues like this. We're going to continue to watch it. It's amazing, dude. It's amazing.
towards how that felt?
Why would I get whoa, wait, why would I get flagged? Are you serious? I don't know the rules on this stuff yet. So if I'm doing something where I'm going to get like, are you serious? Get flagged? Like, I thought you can do like reaction videos and stuff.
This was the most humiliating and horrible thing I've ever been through.
Oh,
I have never felt more removed from my own humanity.
No.
I felt less than human.
Let's go back to the day of the verdict. Were you feeling confident?
Oh my God, this is great.
That's a great question. I wish I could say yes to that. I want to say yes to you, but it wouldn't be true.
Oh, that's so cute. Here, you guys, I want you guys to watch the most incredible acting performance of all time. So let's go ahead and just run that back. So just so we're clear for the for the overlords on what kind of fair use we're doing. We call this stream the worst acting performance in human history. And this is going to be like if I was going to give her an Academy Award for the worst acting moment of all time, it would be right here. Were you confident going into the jury's decision? Let's see what she says. She's all, I did not practice this even a little bit. It's a great question. I wish I could say that I was, but that wouldn't be true. It's like, that's not how people talk, bitch. Okay. That's not the pattern of speech that people use. You sound crazy. Okay.
I felt less than human.
Oh,
Let's
geez.
go back to the day of the verdict. Were you feeling confident?
That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could say yes to that.
But you can't.
I want to say yes to you, but it wouldn't be true.
Okay, so let me just ask you guys a question. Like, I mean, people like this, you want to know why it's so easy for, I told you guys like that when Gabrielle and I did the reality show, we just acted the whole thing. And like after one scene, they were like, oh, they can actually pull this off. You want to know why? It's because like all you have to do is just act normal. Like just be normal. I'm not saying like we were some incredible actors. I just was like, okay, we'll just be normal then. Like, just be normal. So in the context of just be normal, in what, like, why on earth would you be like, I wish I could say to you that I was confident, but I can't. Like, why do you wish you could tell her you were confident? You fucking lost. Like, it's over. Why on earth would you? I wish that I could tell you that, because if I could, then I'd honestly be saying that I was confident going into the verdict. Okay, and like, what would that have to do with right now? What do you mean? Well, why would it matter if you tell me that you were confident going in, or whether you were confident or not? I'm doing a thing here. I'm saying, like, I wish that I could tell you I was confident. Yeah, I know you're doing a thing, but like, why would that matter? Well, I hadn't really thought about that. This just sounded like a thing a human would say. Jesus. My acting coach is not returning my calls. I'm radioactive right now.
You think that I'm lying. You still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation.
Do you find that Mr. Depp has
Depends on your
proven all the
definition of
elements
fair.
of defamation? Answer, yes.
After the 6-week trial, the jury found Heard defamed Depp in a 2018 Washington Post op-ed.
Trayvon, that sentence is correct about 98% of people. And the people who are exceptional on camera, people who are exceptional on camera fall into like one of two categories. Either they are just kind of like you can play it up and whatever, or they have the ability to just be completely normal on camera. Like, cause that, like, people respond well to authenticity. Like when we did that show, like when we did Gabrielle and my show, we had so the Major League Fantasy one, that was basically real, like with like very limited pieces that were fake. But His Tradition, the one we got married on, was fucking fake top to bottom, completely fake, dude. The entire fucking thing was fake. It was a movie. Like they basically it was like a scripted movie. And as a result, like every person that was on camera or involved, which is like a shitload of my friends, a shitload of Gabrielle's friends, my family, her family, like you just got to see this like large group of people that you know really well and how they behave on camera. And to your point, it's not even like they freak out. They're just fucking weird where you're like, because to me, I can just for whatever reason, they turn the cameras on and I literally behave I mean, not, when I'm doing the show, not live streams, but when I'm recording, I ham it up, obviously. But if I'm doing a live stream, this is just exactly what I'm like normally. And Sid Dave, thank you very much. AA should be locked up with a trans woman in jail. Oh yeah. That's probably her dream come true. She'd have to be that person's cellmate. But yeah, when we did the show, I'm just like, all right, so what's the scene? They're all okay. Well, right, in this scene, you're going to tell your mom and your brother that you've been offered a wedding and you're getting married in 6 days. I'm like, all right. And they turn the cameras on, and I'm just like, yeah. So, we didn't really understand what we were walking into, but apparently there's going to be this wedding one way or the other in 6 days, and we got to decide at the altar whether or not we're going to go through with it. And my brother, he's literally. So if there's anything that you could classify as that's something that a sorry ass would do, if there's any way that you could even make that case, that guy's sorry for doing blah, 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 then my brother would never do it. And he will be in his mind. He's like, look at that fucking sorry ass, including social media. He has no fucking social media. He's never gotten Facebook or Instagram because he's just like, dude, I'm not going to be one of those fucking sorry asses that would have Instagram. That's literally in his mind. I would never be a sorry ass with fucking Instagram. And when I say that being on a reality show was fucking that times 100 for him, the fucking cameras would go on and I act normal. He's the only one that couldn't hide the fact that he was angry that he had to be there, where he's just like, and we're like, what's wrong? And he's just like, oh, this fucking, look at this shit, man. Look at this fucking shit. But most people just straight up can't do it. My mom cannot do it at all. My mom can't do it at all. It's my mom turns into a fucking robot that you're like, hey, so what I think we'd like you to do is do a cartwheel, lay on your back, and beg one of the producers to pour milk on your hair. And she'd been like, somersault, you said? Milk on the hair? I'm in. My dad's pretty good, actually. My dad's pretty good. But we had this we did this scene where they pretended like Gabrielle's boyfriend from high school showed up at her bachelorette party and was professing his love to her. This is obviously completely fake. And then me and my buddies, my bachelor party, it was me, my buddy Christian, and Dean Lister, a couple other people. So I had my buddy Ryan was 6'6". I had these just group of monsters at my bachelor party. And so they didn't tell us, they didn't tell me what the scene was going to be. They got us super fucking drunk. And they were like, all right, dude, so check it. In this scene, they're all, so Ari, Ari. So they thought that I didn't know that he was coming, but he had actually called me. He's like, dude, I'm just making sure that this is cool that I do this. I'm like, dude, do it. So so they're like, okay, Ari is here. And in this scene, you're going to crash the party and confront him and Gabrielle. And you're just going to fucking go at him, dude. I was like, define go at him, dude. He's like, fucking just go at him, dude. I'm like, you want me to beat him up? And they're like, well, no, not really. And I'm like, okay, well, what exactly are you telling me to do? Just confront him, dude. Tell him to get the fuck out of here. Maybe you guys get in a little shoving match. I was like, I mean, look, I'm down to do this, but I'm not doing anything that's going to make me look like a pussy. If I have to confront him, I'm going to have to punk him, and it has to at least look good. If you're going to put me on national television in some kind of violent altercation, I can't look like a pussy. And they're like, no, yeah, go do it. So hang on, let me catch up on these. Neighbor Nikki, thank you very much. Did I see that Bisping's theory that Ferguson and Khabib, he said if they both coached tough, Khabib would probably want out of retirement and go 30-0. I said the same thing. I hope they do that. Sid Dave, she is a real life Gone Girl. She is planning to destroy JD. Dude, I was just thinking about Gone Girl when I was talking about those interviews. Destroy JD for the years. Lock her up with 6 foot tall, muscular, trans women. They'll take care of her. I was thinking the same thing because anyone who hasn't seen Gone Girl, Gone Girl's, this is going to sound fucking weird. Gone Girl's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like legit top 5. I fucking love that movie. I loved that movie. And every time I've watched it subsequently, I've forgotten how much I liked it. I watched it again. I'm like, I can't believe how much I fucking like this movie, man. But nonetheless, so they're like, go confront him. So me, my buddy Christian, my best friend Mike, we all like, we go up there and they're like, all right, so go over there. He's going to be over there. You're going to walk up and he's going to throw a drink in your face. I'm like, he's going to throw a drink in my face? They're all, yeah. So you walk up on him, he's going to throw a fucking drink in your face. I'm like, all right. So what am I doing? And they're like, just fucking getting a shoving match. I was like, okay, you need to bring him over here, dude. Like, I'm not just going to, we're not getting into some fucking thing like this where he throws a drink in my face and I start pushing him if I haven't talked to him first. Like, we need to stage this scene. And so we fucking, he comes over and I'm like, what's up, man? And we're like, just laughing. I'm like, okay, so throw the thing. I'll push you. He'll, come grab me or whatever. And then that's exactly what he did. He threw a drink in my face and I threw him into this, pushed him. And it's like this, one of those fire pits that are at, in whatever those, they're the fires on top of rocks, I don't know, whatever. But so we did that scene. And then the next day is supposed to be our wedding day. And a bunch of my college buddies are now with us. So a different crew. And they're in the room with me. It's me and maybe 4 of my really close buddies from school. And one of his name's Andrew. And he's the funniest, all smiles guy ever. He's actually, when I told that story on Gabrielle and me's channel, where I said that we got in that fight and my buddy punched this dude and his face hit against the fire extinguisher. It's the same guy. So that's this guy. And so he's so they're okay, so do you guys just hang out? Jesse, tell them the story about the fight, last night, how you got into it at the thing. It's all obviously fucking fake. So he hasn't been on camera at all. This is his first fucking scene, dude. And so he sits down and we're the rest of the guys had at least done a scene, and it's his first one. He's all mic'd up. And so I'm telling the story. I'm so I basically threw him and I'm I don't know, fucking huge melee breaks out and they had dragged me out of there. And he looked like a fucking deer in headlights. It's the first scene he's done. And he looked and he's all, a melee? Like a fucking robot, dude. I could text every one of my friends right now, all of them. I'd be a melee, and every fucking one of them would know because we laughed so hard. We just cut the scene because we everyone else just started crying laughing. It was this. It's bro, you're gonna have to clean it up if you want to make the final cut, man. That is, no one can be that awkward. Without trying. That's on purpose. Let's see what Amber Heard's going to top.
In which she wrote she
how
was
she's
a
gonna top her
public
last
figure representing domestic abuse. She never
yeah.
mentioned her ex-husband by name. Depp denied the abuse allegations in court. Heard won just one of 3 claims in her countersuit against her ex-husband. That verdict came less than 2 years after a judge ruled against Depp in a similar case in the UK, in which he sued a British newspaper that called him a wife beater.
There was another trial handled dealt with the same substantive issues that had even more evidence in. In fact, my evidence was largely kept out. Really important pieces of evidence kept out. Done differently, handled differently by a judge instead of a jury.
Some evidence is admissible in a UK court that is not admissible in a US court. Do you think that maybe he just had better lawyers?
Yeah. Hey, do you think he had better lawyers? I don't know. What do you think? Hey, who'd you hire, Amber? She's all, well, I found this chick in the yellow pages. They didn't tell me she was 90 years old. What about Johnny? They're oh yeah, he got this incredible, super smart, really pretty, cross-examiner who basically just eviscerated me. And now she's a bigger star than I am. So yeah, I would say Johnny had better lawyers than I did. Oh, dude, watch. The behavioral arts. He analyzed Amber body language. Her body language never changes, even in the court. and interview. She agrees with the interviewer, but then takes it back. Yeah, dude, she's like, I mean, dude, they said she has borderline personality. Dude, I had a dude email me about, because I said a bunch of shit about people with borderline personality. And in fairness, I'm basing my knowledge off of the fucking Sopranos. So it's not like I'm some fucking expert on borderline personality. But like Tony Soprano's mom is the worst. She's the fucking worst, dude. And she has borderline personality. So it's like, oh, Amber Heard has borderline personality. Who would have fucking guessed that? But I learned a bunch of stuff about it, dude. It's like apparently a person with borderline personality, like they make it seem like in The Sopranos that that she's like, they make her seem almost more psychopathic, like where she's like orchestrating things kind of on purpose. But he said that like in real life, the way you experience things is like you just beat yourself up constantly. And now that I think about it, even in the show, when they describe what borderline personality is like, they said that like all they have is their phobias and their fears. Sounds awful. So Amber's like, I have a fear of doing a really terrible interview where I take really, really long pauses and breaths that do not mirror the way a regular human would talk. You're like, well, listen, bitch, your fears are well-founded because that's exactly what you did.
I will say his lawyers did certainly a better job of
Ooh, I'll
distracting the
watch
jury
Jada.
from the
I'll
real
watch the one on
issues.
Jada.
For some people, they just were frankly disgusted by the whole thing and don't have much sympathy for either one of you. Can you understand that?
Absolutely. I would not blame the average person for looking at this and how it's been covered and not think that it is Hollywood brats at their worst.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me just pause you right there. Sid Dave, thank you very much. For any man falsely accused of assault or domestic violence, you got to get the best female lawyers to defend you. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have to cross-examine the girl, then for sure. You don't want a dude that's like, so tell us about your sexual history, whore. What? Well, you're saying that he committed assault, and we're saying you're a whore. It's like, yeah, I don't think the jury's going to be too into that look, bro. But like with, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, so hang on for a second. So,
but what people don't understand is it's actually so much bigger than that.
okay. So she really, in her mind, has convinced herself that like the reason that this all happened to her is because she was treated unfairly on social media. It's like, Amber, why do you think that happened? Like, why do you think that happened? When you accused Johnny Depp, what happened? He got disowned. Okay, like no one, like this idea that was like, oh, it was all the Captain Jack Sparrow fans. Yeah, they came out when they realized that you had framed him and destroyed his life. So they came out to support him. That's why there was so much rabid defense of him. And the idea that like this was all because of social media coverage is fucking ridiculous, dude. It's because there are recordings of you being a toxic fucking psycho. I've talked about it before, dude. The recording of her when she's like belittling him, when she's just like, as a matter of fact, let's after this we'll watch it. But it's like, and Johnny's like, oh my god, that laugh, that one, and she's all, oh Johnny, why don't you go run to one of your houses, Johnny? Oh yeah, you're a real man. Talk about get sold a bill of goods. You're a real man. Look at you. Oh, at least I didn't play a teen heartthrob on 21 Jump Street. Pathetic. I think I've said it every single time, and I will say it again. All I hear in that recording is this dude has never punched this bitch ever. Because a girl who's gotten punched by a dude knows she's getting punched if she talks to him like that. She has no fear of him at all because he's never punched her. And it's obvious. Oh, yeah, oh, you're a real big man, Johnny. And like connected back to her accusation. She's all, yeah, he pinned me over the thing and took a a fist with all of his rings, and he smashed my fucking face. I broke my orbital. All my teeth got knocked out. My face was shattered. My nose. It took 8 reconstructive surgeries to make my face look normal. They're all, well, here's a picture of you from the next morning, and you look fine. Okay, that's a lot of makeup. You just said he knocked out all your teeth. He broke your fucking orbital bone. I think you said he shattered your face. Makeup? Makeup. What about the teeth? Dentures. Oh, you just have dentures laying around? I do, because Johnny knocks my teeth out so much. I have to have them on hand. Oh, this is really believable. What else happened? Well, he assaulted me with a vodka bottle. Did he? He assaulted you with a vodka bottle. Yes. What happened to his finger? He cut it off so that he could write whore on my body in blood because he's a Satanist. Really? Are you sure that you didn't cut his finger off with a shattered whiskey bottle? No, I didn't.
This is not only about our First Amendment right to speak.
But here's the thing about the First Amendment. The First Amendment protects free speech. It doesn't protect lies that amount to defamation. And that was the issue in the case.
Yes, exactly. You can't go into free speech does not protect you if you go into a crowded theater and you scream fire.
What does that do with anything?
Concept of free speech from the Greeks. My understanding of what that means is not just the freedom to speak.
I'm just going to pause this in advance because this is such a putrid comment that she comes with right now that I just want to prepare you guys.
It's a freedom to speak truth to power.
The truth is the word.
Yes.
And that was the issue.
And that's all I spoke. And I spoke it to power, and I paid the price.
In the closing argument.
Really? So why weren't you afraid of speaking truth to power when you accused him of all of those things back then? Like, seems like everybody default believed you, till it got proven you were lying. Like, I don't know. One thing I'm actually curious about that I'm going to Google here on the side is, where did Amber Heard and Gianni meet? Oh my God, they met on the set of The Rum Diary. Let's see what Amber Heard looked like in The Rum Diary. Let's see why he fell in love with her. Let's at least see if she's so sexy that it would break your brain. And you're like, oh, I can't tell that she's a sociopath. No, not my type. She's all blonde and shit. I mean, if you were into blondes, I can see it, but I'm not. So.
The Depp lawyer called your testimony the performance of a lifetime and said you were acting. What do you say to that?
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers. I'm the performer. I had listened to weeks of testimony insinuating that, or saying quite directly that, I'm a terrible actress. So I'm a bit confused how I could be both.
The Depp team.
How on earth is that a good argument? Like, well, they said you're lying. So, says the lawyer of the person who convinced the world that he had scissors for hands. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, her publicist won't work with her. I guarantee all the people that used to be around are not around. And so she's flying blind, dude. Like, people used to tell her what to say, publicist. Now, like, she's just going in there. Like, I guarantee she thought of that. I guarantee she thought of that fucking Edward Scissorhands shit in her house by herself. She saw, ooh, what if I dropped? Oh, what? Says what? The lawyer for Edward Scissorhands? Boom, son. Boom. She calls her sister. So what do you think about that line? She's all, Amber, don't do the interview. She's all, thanks. I do think it's a good line. So, Amber, don't do the interview. No, I agree. I'm going to kill it. You're just saying things. You're not listening to me, are you? No, I'm going to clear my name. Everyone's going to know that Johnny is an abuser. That's not what's going to happen. Thank you so much for your support. God, I love her. You can't tell her shit, dude. Fucking Johnny. How on earth would Edward Scissorhands make any difference? Yeah, says the lawyer for Edward Scissorhands. Wait, what? She's all, yeah, but the lawyer said that you were lying. She's all, says the lawyer who's related to the stepbrother of a person who starred as an extra in the Rum Diaries before moving to Florida, retiring from movies altogether, having a kid, enrolling their kid into private school, joining the PTA, complaining about masks, and then going and just living their life. I mean, Jesus. So what? That means I'm lying? I'm not really making a connection to what you're talking about, Amber. What the fuck are you talking about? She does need a publicist, though.
Team argued that you were the abuser, that you instigated physical violence. Did you?
I never had to instigate it. I responded to it. When you're living in violence and it becomes normal, as I testified to, you have to adapt.
You say you were responding, but there is evidence. There are tapes in which you acknowledge hitting.
Mm-hmm.
There are tapes in which you say, I started the fight.
I know much has been made of these audio tapes. They were first leaked online after being edited. What you would hear in those clips are not evidence of what was happening. It was evidence of a negotiation of how to talk about that with your abuser.
But I am looking at a transcript that says, he says, you start physical fights, and you say, I did start a physical fight. I can't promise you I won't get physical again. I mean, this is in black and white. I understand context. But you're testifying and you're just telling me today, I never started a physical fight. And here you are on tape saying you did.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I mean, like, she's all, don't trust the recording of me talking to my husband in confidence when I didn't realize I was being recorded. Listen to me now when I have absolutely no vested interest in lying about having started the fights. I didn't start the fights. You didn't? I didn't. Why'd you say to Johnny that you did? I was afraid for my life. Watch this.
As I testified on the stand about this, is that when your life is at risk, not only will you take the blame for things that you shouldn't take the blame for, but when you're in an abusive dynamic, psychologically, emotionally, and physically, you don't have the resources that, say, you or I do with the luxury of saying, hey, this is black and white, because it's anything but when you're living in it.
But then there are
the fucking audacity of this chick, dude. It's like, look, bitch, okay? You made an outlandish accusation, okay? You basically ruined his life. He got you back. You're caught. You're on tape. Well, the only reason I said those things on tape is because I was so afraid Johnny was going to smash my face again for the third time in a week. How do you define smash? So it was actually shattered. My whole skull was actually shattered. They had to put it back together with skulls, screws, and duct tape. If someone actually removed my skin, I have duct tape and screws all throughout my skull. They're like, this just doesn't sound like something that's true. So, well, it is. It is. I've done nothing but tell the truth. I am not a liar. I am telling the truth.
other times, there's another tape where you're taunting him and saying, oh, tell the world, Johnny Depp, I, a man, am a victim of domestic violence.
20-second clips or the transcripts of them are not representative of even the 2 hours or the 3 hours that those clips are excerpt from.
Could your side have just put the whole 3 hours in then?
I'm not a lawyer. As I testified to, I was talking in those recordings as a person in extreme amount of emotional, psychological, and physical distress.
He
And
says he never hit you.
He can't.
Never. Is that a lie?
Yes, it is.
What about the witnesses who said they have seen you instigate physical violence?
Here we go.
I've seen firsthand how people will file rank.
I haven't seen this far. So just so we're clear, I turned it off after the I feared for my life. I was like, that's enough for me. I can't. I'm tapping out, dude. But now let's see. Like, I haven't seen this. So.
And support the person they depend on.
Did they all come in and lie in court?
I am not here to call any of these witnesses any names. I'm here to
You just did, though.
just kind of talk about it from what it felt like for me as the person who sat there.
Oh, she wants to talk about her lived experience, you guys. She wants to talk about her lived experience. Amber, oh, tell us what it's like to be a person who made up a Me Too accusation, got exposed as having lied about it, and then had to live through that. I'm actually curious. Go, tell us about it. What was that like? Talk us through the part where you were like, I'm going to call TMZ. I'm going to fake bruises on my face. I'm going to have the ACLU write a smear article that's not true. I'm going to knowingly, having watched what happened to anyone involved in any Me Too shit, I'm going to do this on purpose to Johnny because I was married to him and he did nothing wrong. I'm the one who was fucking other people. I just, things didn't work out. And so in addition to fucking other people, I was like, well, why not destroy his life on the way out, I feel so bad for you, Amber. Like, I feel so much empathy for her.
When I asked his lawyers, why do you think you won? And the answer I got was because she never took responsibility for anything she did in the marriage.
I did do and say horrible, regrettable things throughout my relationship. I behaved in horrible, almost unrecognizable to myself ways. There's so much, I have so much regret. I freely, openly, and voluntarily talked about what I did. I talked about the horrible language. I talked about being pushed to the extent where I didn't even know the difference between,
the truth and lies,
right and wrong. I will always continue to feel.
All right, let's pause her for David and Goliath. David and Goliath, thank you very much, sir. She's actually a lesbian. She dates men when she needs money. Not a lot of millionaires out there, but certainly a lot of foolish men. JD is also at fault for leaving his loving wife for this. Wait, Johnny Depp left someone for her? That figures, dude. She's like, why would I want to have sex with someone if it's not going to destroy someone's life? Like, if there's not someone getting hurt emotionally, then I don't want it. Who does that sound like? Who do you think actually secretly gets turned on by that, you guys? If I had to do a poll, and I was going to poll you guys on who you would guess I think is actually turned on by knowing that she's breaking someone's heart while, writing someone new, who would you guess? Who would you guys guess? Because the answer is unique. Just kidding. Kalila. I think that Kalila gets off on it. How does she end up in these situations every single time? Like, how? How does she over multiple years, like, break a dude's brain until she's like, so yeah, listen, I wouldn't have done this if it wouldn't have been for your porn addiction and your lack of goals, your inability to take care of yourself, just your overall hygiene and approach to life. If you knew how to be a man, I wouldn't have to go find a man to satisfy my sexual needs. So why don't you sit there and play video games while I drive across the city and I go fuck a real man? And what I really want is I want you to FaceTime me so I can look at your fucking crying face while I do it, because otherwise I can't get off. I like knowing that I'm hurting you. I like it, bitch. Is that the real unique, you guys? Is it the real unique? Don't play with me, bro. There's a fake Unique that's emailing me, and if it's the fake one, I don't want to talk. If it's the real one, listen. Amber Heard has finally crossed the line into an area that she cannot come back from. She is a proven liar. Hey, you guys want to see something crazy? Check this out. Who knows what bursitis is? So, like, you know, either you can, you know, whap elbow something or grind it on the ground and training, whatever. So that is a nasty fucking bursitis. But check this out. A fucking eyeball tattooed on it, dude. A huge eyeball on my elbow. Unique, if it's really you, let's play prove that it's unique. If it's really you, fuck, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do it. What's the exact thing that you said the first time that you called me quirk? Mm-hmm. Nope, it's the fake one. I asked the fake one to put up 2 forks. But yeah, here. Come on up, bro. Get in here, fucking Unique. What if it is staph? Do I really, like, it might be staph for real? Then I'll need some antibiotics. What martial arts did I train? Let's play. Let's see if there are any. Here, what about this? Oh.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys the 100% true story about my. All right, I'm going to tell you guys the 100%
Why is it doing
true.
that? I'm just trying to zoom in.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys the 100. So did you guys?
Oh my god!
All right.
This is... Fuck. Giselle's already got her in trouble. And that's a wrap, son. Good night. That's Giselle, though. I probably have something on here. There we go. That. But look, it auto-populates Instagram models. I ain't be fucking searching for Instagram models. What is that? Must have been for a thumbnail or something. Because my real claim to fame is the strongest overhand right in the history of America. Wait a minute. Is that a fight of Giselle's? I forgot that I had. Where the hell? Jesus. Ooh, look at this. Oh my God. Nice fighting. Wow. That kid like walked that off like he's like, yeah. That is how I do. You guys look at this now that we're here. What, you guys want to see me save Genevieve's life?
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10 million. What is it?
1 by 2 million.
What?
1
One-handed catch, dude.
Wow.
Oh my God.
One fucking handed catch, dude. She was gonna die right there. Snatched her out of thin air like a bouse. Let's get back to that. Ugh. Fuck you. It was a wood floor. Wait, what the? Oh, what the? Jesus, I had the wrong fucking window up this whole time. Jesus.
Eggs. But I've always told the truth.
Liar. You guys, why is she lying? Why did she lie, you guys? Why do you think she lied? Mohammed, good evening, sir. What time is it? Oh, shit. I got to take the kids to the pool because I promised that I would, dog. Oh, dude, I've saved my iPad 1,000 times. But, dude, like, if you're ever anybody who's like, you know, speed bagging, that's the craziest thing. Like, I don't understand like the mechanism for why speed bag works, but it does. You know, like you start speed bagging a lot, you know, it's like, and then, dude, after an incredibly short period of time, when you get used to speed bagging again, you just start fucking snatching shit out of thin air, dude. It's like that's where I notice is things will fall and I'll just be like, boom, and I'll just catch them. Like no thought, just kind of like catch them in midair. You're like, whoa. It's like involuntary, like. Am I going to do a video about Aljo being more delusional than Figueredo? Thank you, Mohammed. I don't know exactly what we're talking about as it relates to Aljamain, but I know that Figueredo is not asking for unreasonable money. However, he is making empty threats because he is locked into a super long contract and he's all fine. I'll just go to 130 pounds. They're all okay. Like how is that a threat? He's all because I'll do it. All right. So do it, dude. Like, so go. Like, how is that? You're threatening to give away your own back end pay-per-view points, just like Triple C did. You know? I mean, I don't see how that's a threat to the UFC, dude. No, I will do a short vlog tomorrow night. Mark Gazy. Aljo can't get 2,000 likes on a, come on. Elmo, thank you very much, sir. Giselle! Do you want to go to the pool? That's not Giselle. Who is that? Oh. Do you guys have your suits on? All right, we'll go in a second. Dude, I'm hungover, man. I hung out with that guy last night, and my fucking head hurts. We took a shot at the end of the night, and I don't take shots, dude. But when I do, it makes my brain hurt. Oh yeah, let me the only person who can control wait, what? The only person you can control is you. So focus on making yourself who you want to be. Quote Jocko Willink. I bet you he didn't even say that. Aljo. Arms are heavy today. It felt hard to close my fists, but push through. Pillishaw. You guys really think this might be staff? Because that would not be that cool. When I come a super fan of the UFC, Tito versus Shamrock 1. Am I running down Jocko? No, I'm saying that people fucking they make those memes where they just take some quote and they stick someone famous next to it. Like it's all paper is the most important thing for communication. Albert Einstein. You're all I don't think he said that. Yeah, he did. It's not Matt Byrne, dude. It's fucking Bersided. Like it's a that's not fucking Matt Byrne, dude. Shit needs to get drained, son. Who do I pick in the Cater fight this weekend? I think Cater, dude. He's a surgical instrument, you know? But his Celtics lost last night, so maybe he's sad. Who knows? All right, I got to jump. I got to take these kids to the pool, son. Later, guys.